Hey, what's going on, Bull Runners? Welcome back to the channel. Ryan Huggins here, aka Win with Ryan. I want you to picture this. You're waking up to find your favorite crypto coin swinging wildly up and down. And could it be a hidden move by a giant like Ripple or a silent threat from quantum tech that could unravel Bitcoin itself? Right now, as you watch this, the crypto world is buzzing with urgent news that could impact your wallet, from a massive XRP unlock to a frozen trader's $3 million saga, and even the looming question of quantum computers. So don't miss on this. Plus, we'll be heading over to X to find out all the breaking news that is happening in the crypto world today. Is quantum computing really a threat to your Bitcoin and crypto? For those of you using central exchanges, be very wary right now of MEXC. They're apologizing to White Whale, but there's a deeper story behind this. And at the end of the video, we're going to be jumping into the charts for XRP, and we're going to be looking at very important levels of resistance and support that you need to know about right now. Plus, we are going to be looking at our long-term and short-term momentum waves and so much more in today's video. So if you're like most people where you don't have this opportunity to spend hours a day doing crypto research like we do for you on this channel, make sure you go ahead and subscribe right now. And if you are still feeling bullish about this current bull run, let us know by commenting 777 and smashing that thumbs up.
Do you love crypto, but are you worried about taxes shrinking your retirement nest egg? Here's the deal. Trading and selling crypto can trigger capital gains taxes, eating into your wealth. A crypto IRA fixes that. Per IRS publication 590B, traditional IRA gains like those from crypto aren't taxed until distributed. That's why we've partnered with iTrust a leading crypto IRA company in the USA, to sponsor today's video. And they offer institutional grade custody for retail clients that want to set up their crypto IRAs for retirement, leveraging top storage solutions like Fidelity, Wells Fargo, and Coinbase Prime to keep your assets secure. To get started, simply click the link in the description of this video, sign up for free, and fund your account with cash. They also offer 401k rollovers or crypto transfers, and you can trade 24/7 with just 1% transaction fees and no maintenance costs. As always, I'm not a CPA or financial advisor, so consult one for tax advice, and we do earn a commission if you sign up using our link below to fund your crypto IRA account, but that helps support value-based videos like this. And iTrust Capital already has over 200,000 crypto IRA accounts and over $14 billion in transactions, proving they're trusted by smart investors just like you. So click the link below, get started now by funding your account today, and let's create generational wealth together.
First things first, we're heading over to CoinMarketCap. Check out the overall health of the crypto market today. We are trading at $3.7 trillion, and we are up 0.24% in the last 24 hours. But not much has been going on in crypto over the last 24 hours because only $87 billion worth of trading volume. Fear and Greed Index is slipping back into that fear level here at 35 out of 100. Altcoin season taking a little step to the upside, 32 out of 100. But remember, it's not really altcoin season until we get back into the 75 level. We haven't been into altcoin season optimism all the way since we dropped out of it back in September 19th. Bitcoin dominance continues to grow, now at 59.2. How soon will we see a 60% Bitcoin dominance? The final numbers for the Bitcoin ETF tracker are in for the week of last week. Last Friday came in at $191 million to the downside, bringing the entire week worth of outflows to nearly $1 billion at $799 million. Now, remember, the reason that we follow this, the ETF tracker here, and why it's important is it does show you an advanced knowledge of where volume is going. As we can see, we had these massive pumps during September, the end and the very beginning of October for Bitcoin when Bitcoin was surging. And now we're having way more negative outflows for Bitcoin, and we're noticing the price is dropping. And if we take a look at the charts, it has a direct correlation. That massive final pump up into the October 6th final day all-time high, those 2 weeks right there absolutely pumped for Bitcoin from 108,000 all the way up to the new all-time high over 125,000. Psychological level even giving us a brand new all-time high of 126,328. What we want to remember is that these people investing in the ETFs are massive corporations that are trying to make money for their clients. These are not long-term investors. So when they pump the markets, when they've been buying from lows and they can sell at the highs, which they've done now, they're actually doing a good job for their clients. Ethereum also having a tough week last week, ending it on the Friday of $98 million worth of outflows. However, it was a pretty neutral week for Ethereum, $19 million to the upside. And as you can see here, it's been Chop City ever since we had that massive final inflow back in August 10th of 2025 of nearly $3 billion. As you can see here, $2.85 billion worth of inflows. And then the week leading into that October 6th week, we can see right here, they had another massive inflow week, $1.29 billion. And after that, it's been volume to the downside. And even though Ethereum never officially reached that $5,000 level that everyone was really excited it was going to, and it never actually even reached on October 6th a new all-time high like Bitcoin did, it still did have a nice final surge those 2 weeks. And now we are selling off. And it's been Chop City, just like we see in Chop City over here. So the reason I bring that up is if you want to follow or be ahead of where crypto's going, you can see the volume flows in the ETFs. Top 6 cryptos by total market cap. Number 1, obviously Bitcoin at 110,000. Ethereum at number 2 at 38.71. Tether at $1 at number 3. BNB now in the number 4 slot at $1,092. XRP in the number 5 spot at $2.50. And Solana at number 6 at 185. Now, when we take a look at the actual market cap, we can see right now there is a battle for that number 1 spot between BNB and XRP. And it is only $300 million of market cap. So XRP needs $300 million worth of inflows to overtake BNB. Heading over to X to find out the breaking news. Fun fact, less than 7% of the global population is invested in crypto. So you are early. Now, obviously, we've done this a very, very long time now. A lot of you guys, I've been here since 2015. Some of you guys have been here forever. Hey, you're a genius. If you just bought your first crypto yesterday, you're a genius. Trust me, you're early. Now in America, obviously this number is much higher, but the global population, only 7%. Now there is a very alarming situation going on in traditional finance right now. Finance Lot posted this here. Holy SHIT, the Federal Reserve's repurchase agreement or repo jumped $50 billion today. Now that was Friday, yesterday, which bank blew up is what his comment was here, wondering why the heck did this happen? Now this did come in 2 tranches. As we can see, even Coin Bureau was posting about this as well. Fed pumps $29 billion into the markets overnight. The Fed quietly injected $29.4 billion into the banking system via overnight repos, the highest in years, a clear sign of liquidity stress in the system. So you may be wondering, like, what the heck is this, right? Well, what this is the banks, Bank of America, Chase Bank, Wells Fargo, etc. They have to have liquidity because if somebody were to go to the bank and needing to withdraw their funds and they didn't have enough, which we've heard stories where they don't really keep that much money in the banks at the banks. But as a whole, the massive corporation itself, Bank of America, Chase Bank, they have liquidity throughout their system, but they may be running out of monies in their whole conglomerate. So what do? They go in and they ask the Federal Reserve, hey, we need to borrow some money, send it over. Now, the other interesting thing to consider here is the fact that with the federal funds rate being dropped, maybe they just have a little bit more confidence that they're not going to have to pay too much money. And like I said, $29.4 billion was the first tranche, then upping that an additional $20 billion to a total of $50 billion just yesterday. We will continue to follow this for you and really dive into what is going on in traditional finance. So make sure you subscribe as we continue to follow along. Asking Grok to dive in a little deeper says, indicating banks face severe end-of-month liquidity shortages to meet reserve requirements. This surge mirrors the September of 2019 repo market stress that prompted Fed interventions and foreshadowed the 2020 crisis. But today's event highlights vulnerabilities in higher rate environment with banks holding underwater treasuries. Also important to note here, Ripple is unlocking $1 billion worth of XRP today from escrow worth roughly $2.49 billion at these current prices. Usually only 200 to 300 XRP gets used or sold, with the rest of it being relocked. And it is important to note for those of you that are new here that you didn't know, this actually happens every single month, but it still catches attention because it can affect XRP's price. Some worry that it might flood the market, while others see it as a sign of Ripple's control over supply. It's key for investors to watch how this all plays out over the next couple of weeks, especially with partnerships like the one with ABSA Bank. Not your keys, not your crypto scenario going on with a central exchange, MEXC. They're apologizing to a gentleman by the name of White Whale. He's a trader who had $3 million locked in their account. And by the way, if you are new to crypto or just don't have any experience on what to do outside of centralized exchanges, there's a link down in the description below for Altcoin Pro. That is our Altcoin Pro University. And you can go into our Ironclad Crypto Strategy course, and it gives you all the details that you need to know about holding onto your own crypto, whether it's in a hot wallet or a storage, cold storage offline altogether, such as a Trezor, etc. On top of all the classes we provide for security and knowledge, we also have an altcoin picks section. We have a DeFi yield picks section, airdrop information, anything and everything you need to know related to crypto. But taking a look here, breaking massive withdrawals from MEXC. Investors are actively pulling their funds from MEXC official, rising serious concerns. Social media is buzzing with rumors that the exchange may be insolvent or soon to collapse. About 3 months ago, a trader named White Whale, he posted on X that MEXC had actually frozen $3 million worth of his crypto holdings and would not give it to him. In a Friday post, MEXC's chief strategy officer, Cecilia, said that she effed up. The exchange effed up in handling this situation with a crypto user called White Whale. In July, MEXC froze $3.1 million of the user's funds, allegedly due to the exchange's risk control rules. Now, what really happens is you can go onto MEXC and you could do leverage trading. Well, White Whale, turns out, is really good at leverage trading and turned his little bit of money into a lot of bit of money, and he tried to take profits. But they told him, no, you cannot. As this gained more popularity and attention on X, people started withdrawing, and guess what happened? Well, Celia comes on X and tries to stop the bleeding. And she says, we effed up. We apologize to White Whale too, and his money is already released. He can claim it anytime. I messed up communicating with him. I got emotional. I shouldn't have. Since I joined MEXC 2 months ago, because she is new to the actual company to try to come in and save it from this fiasco that's going down, she said, we grew really fast years ago, and we're all very small exchange, but given our current scale, our risk operations and PR teams have not kept up. She went on to say, we're going to change that. I've been driving the leadership team to recognize the issues. Now, there's a couple of other posts. She was actually going back and forth with another user, not White Whale, about how MEXC has gone overboard with limiting people. In fact, there's even a gentleman on this thread in there. They actually lost $138, but they were like, hey, I know it's not $3 million, but the fact that this exchange was willing to freeze my $138 is like even more telling. You know, why are they holding everyone's money? Do they not have the money to pay people out? Well, Cecilia is trying to blame this on the old leadership team that are still there at the company, saying that they're no good and I'm here to change all of that. She even says after this whole scenario, they're listening now and they all acknowledge that MEXC has to change. She did go on to say it's not just about resolving the White Whale's case. For any other users with unresolved accounts, I'll be announcing a fast track channel tomorrow. Stay tuned. Here you go. I'm waiting to hear from you. 430,000 has been locked up for 3 years. She says, DM me. Then we have another user that's starting to ride this wave as well in the same exact scenario. Update on my MEXC situation. I don't want to make this public. At first, I genuinely believed it was a random bug or system error. But after 20 days, more than $3.3 million USDT of my funds remain frozen on MEXC official, completely inaccessible. And he does share actual screenshots here stating that it is a real deal thing. Withdrawal failed, withdrawal failed. He goes on to say he reached out to support. They said, sorry, you can't do anything. We're not going to help you. No evidence, just frozen forever. He goes on to say, before you say reach out to support, I did several times. They reached out to me. I'll keep updating. Their response to him was, nope, due to abnormal profit from your future trading, meaning he did too well. Hence, it's been a clawback. Cecilia does come into this thread as well and talks. Somehow this has become a copy and paste for engagement farming. We are busy helping real users to release their funds. If you really have frozen funds, please DM me. He says, thank you. I did reaching out. Income Sharks, which is also a great crypto Twitter page, says, this is the only thing in crypto I want regulated. The exchanges. Exchanges and employees that refuse withdrawals need jail time. Another member of the community goes on to say more regular users wouldn't stand a chance in this situation. So yeah, it's great that the white whale finally got paid, but it doesn't change the fact that Mexi froze a legit trader's funds for months, only fixed it once the internet got involved. And like I said, we covered this actually a little while ago. I think it was about a month and a half ago. We talked about this in one of the videos about what white whale was saying, and no one was coming to help him. The exchange would not get back to him, nothing like that. But luckily, he had a large enough following on social media to really go after it. And by the way, outside of just this MEXC situation, if you ever have a customer support issue, if you tweet about it and tag them in the public feed, a lot of times they will get back to you, whether it's you missed a flight or your flight was delayed or your car rental company did something or Amazon did something. It is actually a very strong way, x.com, to make that post there, and you will get engagement back from that company. According to data from Nansen, the price of MEXC's token dropped about 3.5% from $2.30 to $2.32 at the time of publication. And as we take a look here right now, even though there has been a lot of crazy FUD going on the last couple of days, the token has held up really nice. Now, that is because they're saying that they are completely solvent. They have all the funds to back everything one-to-one, but we've heard that before. And as we zoom out a little bit and take a look at this weekly chart here, it's down over 50% since its all-time high of about $5.83, currently sitting at $2.24. Also, wanted to remind you, I didn't make a video yesterday. The team did, but we do have a big breaking scenario that did happen yesterday. The Bearable Guy made a post on Reddit yesterday titled "The Bear Laughs." And he says, after so long, the realization is hitting them that the momentum behind Ripple and XRP will not end. The king and his cohorts got the message. Kindly step aside. And this is a big deal because prior to this post, he had not posted in 310 days. So nearly an entire year before his last post, he decides to come on and post something on Reddit. Now, he has not posted anything here on X as of yesterday. The last time he did post on X was back on August 7th, and he says, "The bear smiles." And as I mentioned, the title of his Reddit was "The Bear Laughs." Also, keep an eye on quantum computing, the threat that it is to Bitcoin. They say it's still years away. When asked what trends Borderless Capital was following, Mara, speaking to Cointelegraph at Golden Blockchain Congress Dubai 2025, said that the company was diving deep into quantum compute and looking at how companies are developing quantum-resistant technology. He said, given the recent advancements which have happened in chip technology, in compute tech, and in the power of doing compute in a decentralized way, quantum computing, is definitely a problem, if not imminent, in the very near future. Quantum computing harnesses the principles of quantum physics to process information at speeds far beyond today's machines. Now, what's really interesting, if you remember back last year in November, the Willow chip was finally introduced, and that was like the first actual use case of quantum computing. While the technology is still emerging, it could eventually break the encryption, protecting cryptocurrencies and other sensitive data. Charles Edwards made a post saying, if Bitcoin doesn't solve quantum in the next year, gold will keep outperforming it forever. This risk is starting to be a drag on Bitcoin. In July, SUI Research unveiled a new cryptographic framework designed to safeguard blockchains from quantum computing threats. In the post they made, it says, unfortunately, it works for SUI, Solana, Near, Cosmos, and other EDDSA-based chains, but not for Bitcoin and Ethereum. Meanwhile, the US government is reportedly considering investing in quantum computing to protect national security interests. All right, so to update you guys on XRP in the chart, short-term momentum has continued to curve down as we talked about. It did reach a peak of the 100 level back on October 24th and started its downward trend October 29th, and it definitely is still riding red. Long-term momentum has been bearish since it flipped back bearish on October 6th. As we can see right here, it went from green to red on October 6th, and we had that massive drop to the downside. We do have some support and resistance levels we can take a look into. We are currently on traditional candles, and we'll look at logarithmic shortly. But as we can see, our weekly spider lines are coming in right here at $2.27. Into the future here, basically be $2.28 as a support level. And we also have a resistance level. We need to break and close, body candle close above $2.58. That's short term. A longer term, after it breaks through that level, will be $2.94 to the upside. If we lose support, we just talked about at 228, we could see a return down to the below $2 at $1.89, $1.90 level. However, if the crypto market does finally get some bullish momentum and we start to make this long-term momentum wave curve back to the upside and we break above the zero line, getting back to bullish, then we can reevaluate from there. But as of right now, today, we are looking more bearish. We are still also below the 10 exponential moving average, also bearish. Wolfpack, bearish. Short-term momentum, swinging down bearish. Midterm momentum, though, has maxed out at 100. It could ride there for several days, if not weeks, and we could just get a quick short reset. Now, the reason I bring this up is because we look at the 3-day charts. Midterm momentum has already bottomed, and it's ready to make a move up. Short-term have also bottomed. And if we look at weekly, short-term has bottomed, and midterm is about to get there as well. Now, the one thing that does scare me, the largest scare of XRP right now, is right here. Our long-term momentum wave is getting very close to the zero line. We're getting close to the zero line, as we can see right here. We've actually now dropped lower than our previous low as far as momentum wave goes. Obviously, price is still there. On the weekly charts, the one positive thing we have going for us right now is we do have our low right here, body candle close low. Then we have a higher low, and this hopefully is just another higher low. And if we turn on the line chart without the wicks, it's much easier to see. As you can see, price came down, created a low. Then it came up, then it came down, created a higher low. Then it came up, then it came down, creating another, hopefully, higher low, right? That's what all of us are hoping for in all of crypto, is that just another higher high, higher low scenario, and we move to the upside. So let's take a look at the Fibonacci here from our most recent swing low to our swing high. Price has returned right to that golden pocket between the 786 and the 618, and it is trying to push back out of there. So we have some positive news there. We are above our weekly 50 exponential moving average. So let's take some time frames down lower and look for our 1100 exponential moving average. So on the 12-hour, that support comes in at $2.02. On the 6-hour, we're resting on it now. So there is a potential that we actually start to gain positive momentum from here, because we have regained support at the 6-hour 1100 exponential. 5 hours right there, 4 hours above us. So we could definitely surge back to here. You can see last time we got up to these levels, it was rejecting that level and then it failed. It actually bounced exactly off the 3-hour 1100 exponential moving average. Now this chart right here looks pretty unhealthy. Price acted as a support, broke way down obviously, but then retested it and failed. The 1-hour chart, you can see it just recently bounced off that as well. And if you're not familiar, the 1100 exponential moving average is a pretty interesting moving average that I learned from somebody on XRP. They also use it primarily on Bitcoin and Ethereum, but it works on all coins. So as we said, XRP is bouncing off of that 6-hour 1100 exponential moving average. Let's go take a look at Bitcoin and see where it's at. Well, it just bounced off the 6-hour. As we can see, it's charging back to the upside. Let's look at the 5-hour. It's resting on the 5-hour right now. So we are still remaining bullish on these higher time frames, but the 4-hour, we're bouncing off that. 3-hour, we're under it. 2-hour, under it. So we're bearish on these lower time frames right now. 30 minutes bearish, 15 minutes bearish, 5 minutes. Look at the 5-minute tried to break through and couldn't do it. Let's look at Ethereum. Ethereum tried to break through the 5-minute there. Couldn't do it. Let's zoom out so we can see that it is in one of our support levels we've been talking about here. So we can see Ethereum came back into this support level. This is pretty massive support here, positive for us. So guys, once, twice, 3, 4. Now, the only thing I don't like about this though is that was low, that was lower, and this was lower. Midterm momentum down. This is on daily. Short-term momentum down. Long-term momentum bearish. Looking at Bitcoin though, look at this. This was the low. It's a higher low and a new higher low. But on the daily, Bitcoin bearish long-term and short-term, midterm folding. So for me right now, I'm neutral. I am not adding to any of my positions until we break back on the daily, back above the zero line of our Wolfpack indicator, which as you can see here is the 10 is the fast length, 30 of the slow length, and that also goes for XRP. XRP is getting a little closer as we can see, and that could break pretty quick. So on the daily charts, look for XRP to break back above the 50 exponential moving average. Look at this. Price got there and rejected once, twice. Once we get above it, then we also hopefully see the long-term momentum cross back over, and I can feel more bullish. I don't like the fact that that Bitcoin and Ethereum have already started trending down on their short-term momentums and midterm momentums, while XRP is just starting. XRP tends to follow those two. By the way, if you want to learn how to read the charts, we do also have a technical analysis essentials course over in Altcoin Pro. Link down in the description below. Start today. You get 14-day trial. If you don't like it, you get a refund.
Hey, bull runners, check this out. If you want to learn how to find the next 10x, 50x, or even 100x altcoin in this video, listen to this. Our research team posted GOAT on the 13th of October of 2024 when it was right at a penny, and since then it rallied to over $1 and is currently still up over 5,000%. That's like turning $1,000 into over $50,000. Our team called Pendle at only a $16 million market cap, or 16 cents, back on February 18th of 2023, all the way back here, and since then it's rallied up over 4,000%. That's a 40x. It's like turning $1,000 into over $40,000. Our team also called BitTensor Tau September 15th, 2022, before the token was ever even launched. And since then, Tau has rallied over 2,000%. That's a 20x. Our team even said Solana is most likely to be one of the easiest trades next year, and this was posted December 29th, 2022, on the day that Solana bottomed out at around $8. And since then, Solana looks like it's up over 2,500%. That's a 25x. It's like turning $1,000 into over $25,000. And the bull run is just getting started. The list goes on and on and on. Our team called Sui, Ondo, and even some of the biggest cult-based meme coins like MOG back in July 20th of 2023, the day that MOG launched. So if you want to learn how our team is finding these altcoins before they explode, we just launched Altcoin Pro University, where our research team gives you real-time altcoin picks with explosive potential for this bull run, along with 100+ expert curated classes crafted by industry experts to discover these gems yourself, on top of our live weekly calls every single week for in-depth crypto market analysis and daily updates. And that's just a fraction of what we offer inside of Altcoin Pro University. Just go through the link in the description below, get in right now, watch the 26-minute video covering everything that Altcoin Pro University offers